In today's modern conflicts, a nation needs to have complete control over both land and air in order to maintain full control over the entire battlefield. Helicopters, both attack and utility, are an integral part of the U.S. military and U.S. Army's military operations. Today, we are going to be covering 4 of the most advanced helicopters used by the U.S. Armed Forces today. Possibly the most iconic helicopter in military history is the CH47 Chinook. With its tandem rotors and massive build, it is an unmistakable figure in the sky. It is a heavy lift helicopter as well, with one of the highest load caps of any helicopter in the Western arsenal. It can also travel at up to 200 miles an hour, making it one of the fastest helicopters used by the U.S. In addition, it's been in service longer than any U.S.-made helicopter. It was first introduced in 1962 and is still being used today, almost 60 years later. It's had its debut in Vietnam, but that was far to be its last conflict. Iran, the Libyan Wars, the Falklands War, the Afghanistan War, the Iraq War, and countless disaster relief operations have seen the use of the Chinook. Another helicopter that has gained fame is the AH-60 Black Hawk. In pop culture, people may know it from Ridley Scott's 2002 film Black Hawk Down. It is the primary utility helicopter used by the U.S. Armed Forces since 1979. It is a twin-engine, 4-blade, medium-lift helicopter that's mostly used to transport troops and recover casualties. It's seen its fair share of conflicts as well, being used in Grenada, Panama, Somalia, the Balkans, Iraq, Afghanistan, and other Middle Eastern conflicts. There are several variants of the AH-60 Black Hawk as well, most notably the AH-60 Pave Hawk, which uses the Air Force PAVE technology and is mainly used for Special Forces combat search and rescue operations. The primary attack helicopter used by the U.S. Army is the AH64 Apache. With a 30mm M230 chain gun between its landing gear and the capacity for 4 additional armaments, the Apache is never short of weaponry. Its 4 additional spaces are most often used for Hellfire missiles and for rocket pods. It also has a tandem cockpit, which maxes its potential to eliminate targets at a moment's notice. Furthermore, it has remarkable systems redundancy, which means that many integral parts of the helicopter are duplicated in case one is hit, which this increases the survivability of the chopper by quite a bit. Perhaps the most advanced feature on the Apache, however, is the helmet-mounted display. So this helmet-mounted display is a revolutionary technology that allows pilots to pair their helmet to the M240 weapon between the landing gear, and it will track the pilot's head movements so that when the pilot looks in a certain direction, the gun follows. The last and probably the strangest aircraft on my list is the V22 Osprey. Though it's not technically a helicopter, it is far too revolutionary to be left off this list. The Osprey, by technical definition, is a multi-mission tilt-rotor military aircraft, and it was built to merge the short-range and vertical takeoff capabilities of a helicopter with the range and the speed of a typical twin-rotor plane. Its 2 rotors are able to rotate 90 degrees, so it can both take off vertically and use the full force of its propellers to move the plane forward. Its first went into initial production due to Operation Eagle Claw. This attempt to end the Iran hostage situation, where 52 Americans were trapped in the Iranian embassy, was a failure of international proportions, and this failure was mainly due to the inadequacy of the aircraft used. 8 helicopters were dispatched to the initial meeting point, and only 5 arrived in working condition. President Jimmy Carter was advised to abort the mission if less than 6 helicopters arrived in working condition, and he did this. Although this damaged American reputation quite a bit, it highlighted the need for a new long-range utility aircraft and led to the production of one of the greatest aircraft in American history. So in summary, today we learned about the CH47 Chinook, the UH-60 Blackhawk, the AH64 Apache, and the V22 Osprey. It is clear that the advanced technology contained in these aircraft is one of the principal reasons that the U.S. has been able to maintain superb military superiority.